So, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day today. So, like I said before in the last one, I'm not at Games Corner and I don't have access to it. Today's video is on Captain America and how to play Captain America effectively into line with what the devs say. I'll go over some tips and tricks that I've seen, that some people may not have been able to pick up on, and a few things that have been missed in the last video. So, if you are new to the channel, do like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Share it with all your Marvel Rivals friends, and I can't wait to play this game on December the 4th when it comes out. Real quick, every footage that I use in here, I'll give credit to who I used it for, and I'll just kind of use it as B-roll and supplementary background. So we'll start off, we'll just quickly go over how the devs wanted him to play. The devs wanted his kit to be around his iconic line of "I can do this all day" and his shield play, which makes him who he is, meaning that he has the ability to use his shield to get in, get a whole bunch of damage, maybe a few kills, and get out unscathed and harmless, so he can still keep fighting and go back in and do it again. From Overwatch, the best thing I can describe him is he's a cross of Reinhardt and Doomfist back when Doomfist was a DPS rather than a tank. Reinhardt, because he has the shield and his primary fire is melee, it was him punching, so up close and personal, with shield throws similar to fire strikes, and Doomfist as his abilities to get in and out with his dash or liberty rush and his slam. So here are a few tips on how to initially play him. He's best used to obviously go in and be the first point of contact, find an isolated enemy, such as a healer, an overextending tank, or Spider-Man, and punish them for being without their team. As he's entering, you should be able to use your shield to deflect all the damage. While you're doing that, you need to pick a target to obviously have the most damage impacted on them, and that should be your target that you obviously want to go for. That way, it's easier and you spend less time trying to deal damage to kill the character, and you can just get in and kill the character and come back to your team if you are overextending. His shield can block a variety of abilities and projectiles, but more importantly, it can also block ultimates, which is what we see in the trailer for Iron Man and what we see happen in this clip right here, which is pretty cool, and it is amazing for stopping team wipes and really turning the tables. Even if it doesn't get a kill, but you just deflect it away, it's still massive as the enemy has just wasted an ult. So there are definitely two types of characters that or there are at least different characters you should be aiming to fight and ones you should be ignoring for the rest of your team. So you should be focusing on bigger characters that are on the ground or at least low to the ground when Star-Lord's coming down, or maybe Iron Man if he's low to the ground. Big chunky characters that you can either get tons of damage on and push them back, or weaker ones that you can easily dive and get in and get out. Anyone who is not with their team, regardless of who they are, obviously unless they can fly, but if it's a ground character and they're in your backlines, obviously punish them. It's really easy, and because you have so much mobility, you can chase after them and try and kill them too. That's one of the greatest things about Captain America, is that he's very good at punishing characters who overextend. So you would want to obviously look for characters such as Spider-Man, Hulk, Thor, Punisher, Jeff the Shark, Mantis, Loki, and Adam Warlock. Anyone else really that's on the ground that can't really fly. Characters to ignore, and ones that you should let your team do, should be Iron Man, Storm, Rocket, Star-Lord when he's flying, Scarlet Witch, and anyone who mostly fights at range or has an easy exit path. Remember, while you have a ton of mobility, it's a lot harder for you, or it takes more time for you to wind up and try and chase after them than it is for them to click a button and relocate with their team. It's just not worth it. There are a variety of ways that you can, get in and get out. So the first one I'd recommend is holding your shield up, sprinting at them, and then dealing damage back to get pick damage. And on the way, if you need to exit, you do your super jump up and your smash to safety back to your team, or at least in a corridor where you're not in the open and it's a little bit harder to shoot you. Now onto a few tips and tricks that I've seen. You can easily get out, just do a super jump and then slam. You get much further and a better chance of escaping than just sprinting. It's just a lot faster for you to exit. and while you do use more abilities, it's overall you don't die, most likely. If you have the Thor team up ability, if Thor's your tank on your team, use it on a large group of people who are together or in a small room. It will ricochet a lot more, you can get a lot more damage in. It's just a better use of your abilities. I know I've seen a few people, who just randomly click buttons, and there could be better times when you should have used it, but that's just a tip. Always remember, if they're in a small room, by all means do it. If not, then okay, just whip it out, I guess. But if you know that you can at least get them in a small room, try that. You can deflect big ultimate wipes. I have mentioned that before. Jeff the Shark, for his ultimate, regardless if it's the enemy team or your one, when he swallows you, when he releases you, you can use that to get an extra boost and then slam back down on enemies, or just slam down on Jeff if he's trying to throw you off the map. It's a great way to save yourself, trust me. If you throw your shield and it hits one person and there are 3 people close together, it will ricochet off them before coming back, which is good for getting extra splash damage. Amazing for if you want to isolate someone, or if you can just pick 3 people off at once. It's really effective for that. Alright, now onto the main thing, is who he's actually good with. Captain America is obviously more of a dive hero, so you would possibly want to look to run for a dive composition. He's also a ground character, so as I mentioned before, ignore the characters like Iron Man, like Storm, like Rocket, who can fly and who have easily exit paths. I would recommend, trying to have someone who can at least alleviate that, a DPS or a hit scan, rather than just a projectile. But anyway, team composition, Captain America would be great with Thor, Hulk, or Venom. Thor because he gets his overpowered team up and they're both close melee characters. Hulk and Venom because they're also incredible dive agents. For DPS, I recommend Punisher, Iron Man, Storm, Spider-Man, Bucky Barnes, or Black Panther. All of those, or at least Punisher and Iron Man, are hit scans, so they can at least hit the people in the air. Storm and Spider-Man, or Storm is obviously projectiles, but Spider-Man, Bucky Barnes, and Black Panther are also incredibly powerful dive characters, which would be awesome, if you just want to rush the team, if you're on domination or if you're on convergence and you're attacking. Easy just to rush the team straight away, get the damage, and just move the cards straight away. Support, I would recommend Rocket, Adam Warlock, Loki. Rocket because he has his pad, so in case if Captain America dies, because you can't get back in time, which does happen, his pad can heal. Adam Warlock because he has the multi-heal thing, which is really good, and he can heal you at range. Same with Loki, he also has the Ruin Stone, so he can just throw that down and convert all damage to healing, which saves you. So, thank you so much for watching today, guys. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you do, please like, comment, and subscribe as usual. Let me know if there are any tips I missed or tricks that I should include next time. My next video will be on Bucky Barnes, so if you guys have discovered anything that you think should be added, just write it down in the comments below. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.